Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is our science class, and today we will continue our unit number 3, which is about the insects. Yesterday, I have told you about insects, some interesting facts about them. Let's just revise it. I told you the number of insects species is believed to be between 6 and 10 millions. There are so many insects in this world. 90% of animal kingdoms are the insects, means they are a lot more than the other animals. So you can say that this world is full of insects, and they are of very different types. Next thing I told you, insects bodies have 3 parts: the thorax, abdomen, and head. Remember, I told you about these 3 parts. Insects have 2 antennae. Insects have 3 pairs of legs. Remember this about the insects? These are some information about the insects which I have already told you in the previous lecture. These are the pictures of insects which are given in your book. Let's read this pink part. They are asking, do you remember the life cycle of an insect begins with an egg, which then hatches into a larva. As it grows bigger, its exoskeleton cracks open and the adult insect crawls out. I know that in class 2 you have already read that life cycle of I think butterfly and life cycle of fish. So you remember what is the life cycle? I will give you some examples and will show you. Just look. This is the life cycle of bee. How egg first, it is in the form of egg, or you can say the adult bee give an egg, then this egg changes into larva, then into a bigger larva, then larva changes into pupa, then this, you can say the bigger pupa, and then this pupa has hard covering outside of it, then it cracks and an adult bee comes out. This is the life cycle. Life cycle means again, then when adult bee comes out from it, then again it gives, after some time it gives again an egg, then this life cycle goes on. I will show you some next. This is the life cycle of mosquito. This is an adult mosquito, gives eggs like this, then changes into larva, then pupa, and then adult mosquito emerges. It means it comes out from the pupa, from the hard covering. It comes out like this and become like adult mosquito like this. Then we have this life cycle of butterfly. Do you remember this? You have already read this in class 2. Look, this is an adult beautiful butterfly. It gives egg, then egg changes into caterpillar, then caterpillar changes into, you can say this, pupa or the chrysalis. Then look here, then the chrysalis after some time, it cracks down and adult butterfly emerges out. Look, it's coming out and become like this. Now we have life cycle of cockroach. It's a small life cycle. Cockroach give eggs, then egg changes into nymph. You can say the baby cockroach, and then it becomes again like this, adult cockroach. Understand about the life cycle? Okay, let's move this page. Yesterday we have read up to here that insects body are in sections, that's why we call it insects. And I told you in the beginning they have 3 parts: head, thorax, and abdomen, antennas. And now we are going to start insects are different from birds. This topic we will read today. Let's read. Bees, flies, and beetles are insects. Bees, flies, and beetles, they are insects. They have wings attached to their thorax. I have told you this yesterday, and can fly. Birds and bats fly too, but they are not insects. Insects do not have bones. This is the difference. Instead, they are supported and protected by a hard covering called chitin. Yesterday, I told you about it. Remember? Look, what is the difference between the bird and an insect? All birds are different than from insects. Birds have a brain and insects do not. Birds have a spine and a spinal cord, and insects do not. Birds have an internal skeleton, while insects have an exoskeleton, outside shell. Remember about the exoskeleton? I told you about the chitin exoskeleton. To remind you, I will explain again. Look, I showed you this picture, remember, and I told you insects use an exoskeleton, which is an external skeleton made of chitin. It's an hard covering, which is different from humans and other animals who have endoskeleton made of bones. Look, these are the other animals. They have bones inside their body, but an insect has outer covering and we call it exoskeleton. They have hard covering outside their body and we call it exoskeleton. It is made of chitin. Please, what is the difference between endoskeleton and exoskeleton? Just see here. There is a difference. Just for your information, that you must know what is the difference between endoskeleton and exo. Endo means inside, exo means outside. It's just for your information, so keep this in your mind always. What endoskeleton? Support body weight, provide framework. As I told you, we have a lot of bones inside our body, which gives our body a proper shape. Provide framework, make blood cells, muscles attach for movement. Muscles are attached to our bones or skeleton for the movement. Protect vital organs. Vital organs means, remember, I told you in the first unit about our different organs, sense organs. Other than that, sense organs, we have many more organs like our heart, a liver, stomach. These are so our endoskeleton means our bones protect these vital organs. Then endoskeleton what do? Contains living cells inside the body. This is the main thing. Endoskeleton is inside the body of humans and other animals. Now let's see what is an exoskeleton. Outside covering. As I'm telling you many times, there's exoskeleton made of chitin and it is outside covering, not inside the body. Endoskeleton inside the body, exoskeleton outside covering. It is hard, it is waterproof, it is non-living. Shed of growth, protects body from drying out and injury. And what? Muscles attach for movement. Also, with this hard covering, with exoskeleton, muscles attach for the movement. Understand the difference between the bird and an insect? There are many differences, and the main difference is of their endoskeleton. Exoskeleton means birds have bones and insects do not have bones. Okay, now move forward. This is our page 17, the next page of the unit 3. Now here they are telling us friend or enemy. Means insects are friend or enemy. What are they? This is the question. Let's read it. Some insects are called pests. They destroy leaves, fruits, and seeds. It means they are harmful insects. Others, like flies and mosquitoes, cause diseases like malaria, like dengue fever. Mosquitoes cause diseases, flies also. Do you know of any other insect that are pests? Now it's your duty to find out that name of any insects which are pests, means the harmful insects which can destroy our fruits, crops and vegetables. Okay? Some insects like the bumblebee and the dung beetle are useful to us. Some insects are called social insects, such as they live together in groups called colonies. Some insects, it means some insects are friend of ours and some are enemies. The insects which are harmful, they are our enemy. And the insects which are useful to us, they are our friends. Like social insects, they live together in groups called colonies. What these insects are, you can say the honeybee. Honeybee makes honey for us. So and honeybee is a social insect because it lives together in colonies in a group. In a colony, there can be hundreds or even thousands of insects. As you can see, this is a beehive where they make honey. And these ants also the social insect. Ants live together in a groups. They make their houses under the ground, inside the wall sometimes, and there live thousands of ants. This is our chapter, or you can say the unit 3 of insects. Okay. Now the page 18, the exercise. These are the question answers. Explain one difference between the honeybee and the locust. Locust is the pest. What is the difference between an insect and a bird? The human body is supported and protected by the skeleton. What protects and supports an insect's body? Just try to remember which I told you, these two questions, difference between bird and insect, and what protect the insect's body. Try to remember the difference between the bird and insect is the bone, their skeleton, and the human body. And what is the name of that thing which protect and support the insect's body? The chitin, the heart covering. Remember? Good. Now let's see the fill in the blanks. They have given you different words. You have to use these words in these blanks. Look, these are already written here. Species of insects means kinds of insects. You read this word species in the first page of your unit, so it means kinds of insects. Here is written kinds, so we write here. Most insects have wings. What insects have? Wings attached to them that help them to fly. Number C, a colony is a large group of insects living together. Large group of insects in the previous page. Look here. They live together in groups called colonies. This is the plural of colony. So here we write a colony. Insects such as dash can destroy crops. But the name of that insect is locust. Flies and mosquitoes can cause diseases, of course. We read it in the previous page that flies and mosquitoes can cause diseases. Insects do not have what they do not have? Bones, but are covered and supported by chitin. It is written here, so we use this word in this blank. Okay. Question number 5. Make a fact file on insect. They have given you the titles, or you can say the headings. You have to write what all insects have. Some I will show you in the next picture this exercise, and this one also. Okay. Let's here. These are the question answers. Explain one difference between the honeybee and the locust. What is the difference? Honeybee is a social insect. It produces honey for us. It is our friend, you can say. The social insect. It produces honey for us. Locust is a pest. It destroys fruits and crops. It means locust is an enemy. It destroys fruits and crops. Question number 2. What is the difference between an insect and a bird? You must remember, I know, an insect does not have bones while a bird has bones. A simple answer. What is the difference? The main difference is insects do not have bones while a bird has bones. The question number 3. The human body is supported and protected by the skeleton. I told you this, remember? What protects and supports an insect's body? An insect's body is supported and protected by a hard covering called chitin. These are the question answers. This is your classwork. You have to write in your notebooks and then try to learn also. Okay, learn these question answers. This is your question 5, where they are asking, make a fact file on insects. This is the first column. What all insects have? Remember, thorax, head, wings, abdomen, 3 pairs of legs. All insects have these things common in all insects. You can say these are the identification of all the insects. Now, what they're asking in the next column, some common insects, they need some names of the insects: cockroach, bees, locusts, flies, and mosquitoes. These are the common insects. All of we knew about them. There are many more insects that we don't know. We don't even know their names. But these are the common insects. Now they are asking about the insects causing harm. What harm they cause? Pests destroy leaves, fruits, and seeds. Means locust. Flies and mosquitoes cause diseases. These are the harmful insects. Now what insect eat means? Insects diet. Green leaves, fruits, and nectar of flowers, and sweets. They eat these things. Okay, you have to write this also in your notebooks. Now next, this is your homework. Label the parts of the insect. This is your book page. Write the names here and also try to draw this picture in your notebook. By drawing, you will understand the different parts of the insect. What is this? Remember, head, thorax, wings, abdomen, and 3 pairs of legs. It's very easy. So it is your homework. You have to do it, and the previous pages are your classwork. Okay, children? That's it for today. Wish you a good luck and do your work very carefully.